So let's just settle into a good posture for meditation. And largely, this is just feeling a sense of balance on your sit bones, knees being slightly lower than the hips. So you have a really good lift in the lower back. And then the shoulders, you can roll them up towards your ears around the back, let them drop, opening and lifting the chest, letting the spine ascend slightly upright, slightly more upright. Angle the chin down slightly to allow lengthening in the back of the neck. Hands on your laps. If you're on a chair, feet flat on the floor, feeling the four corners of your feet. Just lightly touching the floor. If you're cross-legged, just having a sense of the triangle, the knees, each knee sort of resting on the cushion, and then the midpoint in the back of between the sit bones, like a triangle, stable and even. And coming into your breathing, this incredible refuge and raft that helps us navigate challenging feelings and thoughts. This miracle of vitality in the breath. So feel the in-breath, the out-breath. We're going to begin this practice by simply holding our own feelings, our own thoughts. Here, whatever we're carrying, whatever is stirred up for us tonight, just experience that breath as being able to permeate all the feelings, all the thoughts, with an open, caring, bright quality. Breathing in deeply and fully, also around the back. And breathing out all the way. So much of this practice of Tonglen really relies on the breathing. So we'll take some good deep breaths here, and if you like, you can do the spinal breath, which we've done before, which is breathing down into the belly, and then as the inhale continues, it ascends up from the belly, up along the inside of the spine, up into the chest, behind the heart. So the in-breath ascending up the spine. Gently hold and breathing out, the exhale descending down the spine. So we're right in the midline of the body. Breathing in to the belly, the lower back, and then us inhaling up, breath, in-breath ascending up. Gently hold, out breath, dropping, descending down back to the base of the spine. So, doing a few more of these breaths. You can also imagine at the center of that breath, as it ascends and descends, is this subtle quality of brightness and light. As the breath ascends up on the inhale, so too does this brightness, this radiance, subtle radiance. As you breathe out, the breath descending, so too does this subtle radiance. So, feeling a clearing here of that central pathway. Breathing in, feeling a sense of presence expanding out into the body. Feeling your body here in this time and place right now. Feeling the stability of the body, even as the breath softens it. You're stable and upright in a posture of dignity and presence. And bringing attention now into the center of the chest, the area of the heart, the symbolic heart. Feeling an opening as you breathe here, welcoming whatever you encounter within you. So just taking a moment, sometimes this can feel like it might take a moment or two. After all, we hold so much here. And feeling slightly more vulnerable perhaps when we do this. But really, we're just open. We're opening ourselves to what is already there, the vulnerability, any heaviness, or lightness, or joy. All of it held by this opening heart. And when you bring to mind the people in the Ukraine, people who have fled, all involved in this, what feeling arises in you now? Perhaps a flurry of feelings, sensations, thoughts. But notice how they all just sort of arise and move through. And this is part of the practice, to simply allow things to be, but holding them in an openness that remains despite all those changes. This is the spirit that we will be bringing into the encountering suffering of others. See if you can simply name what you feel that arises. Slow down and be with what you find, labeling it with whatever you like. And have a sense, whatever you find, that others too feel this very feeling. As you inhale, as you continue to breathe deeply, breathing in this feeling, which may feel counterintuitive when the heart is open, but actually we're simply making space for what we already feel. So imagine that you're breathing in this feeling that you're encountering. We'll work with one feeling for now. Breathing in this feeling or breathing in, opening to this feeling, allowing it to arise and have its own space. Others to feel this very feeling. So this feeling is not actually disconnecting you, but rather connecting you deeply. It doesn't make you feel alone, but you are actually unifying with others too through this feeling. Take a moment to simply imagine your heart being encased in a shell like an egg, particularly if you sense this feeling present, if there's resistance to it. Notice at the very top, just a little crack is starting to form. And this tiny crack begins to travel down the front of this eggshell of the heart, gradually becoming wider. Continuing to breathe in, breathe out. As we breathe, this crack continues down to the very bottom, begins to separate right in the middle, these two halves of the shell. And from within, this luminous, clear blue light beginning to peek through this crack, shining from the inside out. Gradually, these two halves come apart even more, revealing more of this quality of bright, radiant, clear blue light, like a deep blue morning sky. Ever more, this quality shines out as the two halves eventually fall away completely, and you're left with this brilliant, open, clear, bright, open sky of your own heart. Bringing this quality now to the feeling that you were working with a moment ago. Embracing that feeling that you and so many others share. Surrounded in this quality of spacious, bright compassion, this heart of love. Wherever you feel tightness or a reaction, when you bring to mind this crisis in Ukraine, noticing it in the body, in a change of your breathing, or in a thought, or some part of you that tenses, bring this quality of luminous, bright, open, boundless, loving compassion right to that place, surrounding it until you are shining brightly beyond the body. We're not trying to get rid of anything, dispel any of our fears or heartbreak or anger. We're just simply holding it and permeating it with this quality, this natural quality of your own heart. This is part of the presence that we bring. And feeling yourself, when you feel open and fully receptive to all of those impacted by this crisis, as you breathe in gently, receiving the presence of these suffering people, as if you're inviting them in and offering them a warm place of refuge. Breathing in the presence, their presence. And breathing out, radiating your own presence of heart, this luminous, bright, open sky of your love, and sending it out to them. Breathing in, we breathe in their presence. Receiving all that they bring, all their fears, all the sorrow, the confusion, the fear, the injury, the illness. Taking it right on in to that profound heart of yours and breathing out, sending this quality, breathing it out into where they are in the world. Know that this quality of your heart is quite strong and open and powerful. This is the fierce compassion mentioned earlier, that your own sharp, clear witness, imbued with this care, like the sword of the Bodhisattva Manjushri cutting through ignorance, your view and your witness is very, very sharp and clear and based in truth, the truth of suffering, not in a narrative about it, but in the immediate experience of sharing this quality of wisdom and love, sending it out to meet all of those who are suffering. Breathing in that receptivity, holding it in your presence, breathing out your own presence. Let your own radiant heart boundlessly bring this deep caring and concern to all involved in this crisis. Widening your circle to include everyone as you breathe out and extend this fierce compassion of yours, imbued with wisdom, like a bright sun shining over the faces of all of those people in your awareness. That you can practice this is so very deeply meaningful for the world. You are showing up with an enlightened heart, a strong one, a vibrant one, one that gives hope to all beings everywhere. So we'll just abide like this for a few moments in quiet together and know that you are not practicing this alone, but that we in our circle here all practice this together with the power of one heart, holding all of these beings in our love and concern, breathing in, breathing out together. whenever you're ready, whenever you like, you can come back to your own body. It's often nice to finish up a meditation on loving kindness or compassion by just being back in your own space, breathing in, breathing out, abiding mindfully in gentle awareness. Just embody mindfulness for a few moments until the bell. Offering a gentle bow to each other.